So, what's going on guys, KaidGames here, welcome back to a brand new video, and today I'll show you top 10 best racetrack maps in Fortnite creative mode. Each map will have a different design, textures, different cars that you can choose from, hidden shortcuts, passageways and much more. If you were looking for the best racing maps, then here it is. Then taking a closer look at the first map first, which is the Aquarium Racing Track. At the beginning of the game you can bring up to 16 players, and you will have about 30 seconds to pick one of your cars. And whenever the timer is done, you can start driving. This map itself has about 30 different levels. In each one of them, there'll be different objects which will try to slow you down, or sometimes you can use them to your best advantage to slow your enemies down, or for you to get an extra boost. For this map, one match equals 5 rounds, so that means you'll have to do 5 laps to win the game. Remember, whenever your car flips or you fall off, you can just respawn and get another car, but most of the time you can just press E or whatever button is to use your vehicle, and you can flip it up to start driving again. Whenever you take a look at the map itself, you can see that design is amazing. Not only the map is big and with different levels, but when you have all of your settings on high, it looks like you're driving in the ultimate race. So bring your friends or just try the public matchmaking, try this map out for yourself, have some fun, and then come back and leave in the comment section down below what you think about this map. With that said, let's move over to the next one. Then going over to the second map on my list, which is a Formula 1's Grand Finale racetrack. So if you're a fan of just fast cars, or you have watched any movies with cars and racetracks involved, you'll probably recognize this map design. So there are no boosting or no slowing down your enemies, no hidden passageways or anything else. This map in general is just a big circle, which only has a docking point at where you choose your car, then go to the starting line and then start driving. Again, to win you have to do 3 laps and obviously be the first one to finish it. As this game and this map specifically doesn't have any automation, you can pick and switch teams, so you can bring up to 16 players, but you can split them to half or to 8, which means that every team will have 2 cars and you have to drive, and you only finish whenever both your team cars are over the line. I wanted to give you something simple without any extra features, so you can customize it to your own liking. And if you ever wanted to be a Formula 1 driver in Fortnite, then here it is. Then moving over to the third map on my list, which is my favorite from all of these 10. So first things first, you are in a spaceship. If you have ever seen any cartoon or like futuristic movies, then you will probably recognize this map for sure. So first things first, this map will have 3 different cars and 3 different layers. In first layer, you'll have to use the first vehicle, which is the baller, basically the ball which you can just jump on. Then in the second one, you'll have a normal car, aka the ATV, and then in the third one you will have a quad. After every level, one car will disappear and then you will be able to pick another one. So yeah, like you can see for yourself, this is not a normal racetrack. There won't be specific lines or a timer which you just have to be first, but this map's main objectives is to collect coins, and the first 1 to 3,000 coins will win. Obviously every coin will respawn after a second or 2, and the faster and longer you drive, the more coins you will get. Believe me, you have never played this type of map and you will definitely enjoy this one. If you were looking for something futuristic and not to try to race people on a timer or who will be the fastest, but just instead collecting coins and exploring the map itself, then here it is. Then moving over to the next map on my list is the Christmas Stream Driftboard Racetrack. So yeah, this map in general has 20 levels. Each level will get harder and harder, and at the end there will be the final level. So yeah, like you can see from the gameplay, for this specific map you'll only have to use a driftboard, and whenever you die or respawn, you'll get another one respawned right away onto you. You can bring up to 8 or 12 players, you can race with them, but as well you can play it as a solo player. This map specifically has a Hall of Fame, which if you complete this map super fast, in a record's time, you'll be added to the Hall of Fame and you compete against other solo players. This map is filled with hidden traps and passageways, where you can take shortcuts and be a lot faster, or on the other hand they'll slow you down. And the most fun part is that you can pick up items like the boogie bomb, snowball or anything else, and if you're playing with your friends you can just sabotage them and they can do the same thing to you. This map is super fun and you should definitely try it out. Then now we have come to the 5th map on my list, which is a Mario Kart's racetrack. So yeah, this is again almost the same thing as from the previous map, just instead of a driftboard you'll have a normal quad bike. The map again has hidden passageways and things that you can do to get advantage over other players or slow them down. This map is specifically made 1x1 design from the Mario Kart game itself, so whenever you drive you'll be able to see all the Mario Kart cartoons, and this whole racetrack is just a theme from one game. So yeah, if you did like really the previous map with drift boards, but you were looking for something a bit more unique, or just in general different with a different theme and with the actual car, then here it is. Then now we have come to the next map on my list, which is another Christmas theme. But this time again there'll be 3 different cars. Each level you have to pick another car, and they'll be harder and harder difficulty the further you go. Like you can see for yourself from the gameplay, this is not a normal map where there's just a racetrack and then you just have to drive and be the fastest man. But no, instead of there'll be a bunch of like hidden trees, traps, boosting boards which instead of boosting you will just slow you down. And remember mostly that you will be playing most of the time on ice or snow. So not only you will have to watch out from different players and all the traps over all the map, but whenever you will be driving on the snow, it will give you an extra slowness and difficulty which you'll never expect. The map in general isn't that big, so to win you'll have to do 5 laps, but the further I went and the more I did, I got used to more traps and I got used to driving in the snow. So yeah, again, this game mode you can play by yourself or with up to 8 players. It's super interesting even as a solo player, so if you want to try this one out, then here it is. Then now we have come to one of the last maps on my list, which is a Deadpool racetrack. So yeah, this map is super simple and is specifically made only for a solo player. It is basically like a parkour but just with vehicles. So at the start you just pick whatever car you want to use and then you do all the challenges and parkour while being in a car. So again, like you can see for yourself, you'll have to do it on ice, on a fire, in a lava, in super tight and small spaces. Then again, get slowed down by different boosts, shocking fences and much more. If you take a look at the textures and the design, it looks 10 out of 10 with that Deadpool red theme with all the trees and the challenge itself. Again, this map will be fully automated, so whenever you die, you'll get respawned back to the previous level. There'll only be about 6 to 7 different levels and Hall of Fame, so if you really enjoy this map and want to be the fastest one who completes it, then you can compete against other solo players. If you were looking for something like this, then here it is. Then moving over to the next map on my list, which is in my opinion a really cool and simple game mode. So if you got bored from all the other racetracks and you wanted to just have some fun with only 2-3 friends or maybe up to 16, then this map and the game mode itself will be definitely for you. So it's super simple. Each one of you get into the grappler, and whenever the timer is done, all of you will be spawned on the colored blocks. In each corner you can see get to the color and then the color specific name. So every 10-15 seconds the color's name will change and you have to get onto that color because all the other ones with the blocks will just disappear and then you will die if you're not on the right color. Again, like I said, this game mode is super simple and super fun. You can bring as many players as you want. Whenever I tested out, I had a lot of fun. Not only it was challenging, but a lot of times it was hard to tell which color is which, so it added an extra difficulty. And again, on each block only 2-3 players can stand, so if there are more of them you have to fight with other ones and be the last man standing. If you wanted to try this one out, then here it is. Then now we have come to the 9th map on my list, which is another driftboards map, this time just in a huge island. So I usually try to put my best maps on my top of my list, but in my opinion this map was the most fun I have ever had with a driftboard and you should definitely try it out. Again, you can bring up to 12 players, each one of them will get a different driftboard and you'll be able to pick different items to sabotage your enemies or slow them down. But this time they'll be not just normal collecting coins or collecting different items, but for example at the harder levels there'll be like a rotating circle which you'll have to get through it, and many more hidden features I thought never existed even in Fortnite. I had a lot of fun even playing by myself, just by testing it out and trying to beat my record. So if you were looking for something super fun and amazing, which you can play by yourself or with your friends, then here it is. Then now we have come to the last map, which is one of the first maps ever made for vehicles. So about a year or year and a half ago, I made my first ever top 7 list of the best racing track maps, and this was the first map ever I had ever seen. So yeah, it's super old school. All it has is just a huge open space where you can play up to 16 players. You can see the yellow boost pads, which will just basically add you an extra speed. Again, the map in general is super simple. There's no automation whatsoever, so if your car flips or whatever, you have to flip it over by yourself. But the best part about this type of maps where there's nothing automated and no rules set in stone, you can make your own rules. You can choose if you want to team up with someone or just play by yourself. This map is super simple with almost no design, but this was one of the first maps ever I had a lot of fun. So if you wanted to play it out for yourself, then here it is. And with that said, thanks for watching guys, hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, future video improvements, or maybe any suggestions on what next my top 10 list should be about, then let me know all that in the comment section down below. If you found this video helpful, leave a like, subscribe and enable that notification bell so you would get notified when a new video is up and running. From me, that's it. Have an amazing day guys, and I'll see you next time. Take it easy, Peace.
Yo, I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you. Come along.